last time on Super, just as all seemed lost for our earthly fighters, Goku is able to lock onto Krillin and instant transmission back home. Will his presence be enough to stop Moro? Or is it still a lost cause without Vegeta and the new technique he's trying to master? Son Goku arrives. First stepping in to help Yamcha. One-shotting him. Tien exudes. He was giving us a run for our money and you just... Wow. Some things never change. Noting a few other bad guys already down, Goku queries if they beat the other prisoners over there, causing Yamcha to admit, yeah, even we could handle those weaklings. Commenting that's great. He hands the henchman over to Yamcha thinking Gohan and those guys might need him. Slinking the wrong end over his shoulder, he cheers. You've got this, Goku! Things not going the right way. 18 laments Capsule Corp isn't paying them enough for this. Even 17 finds this unexpected. Knocking Piccolo and Gohan back. It doesn't appear our gang is enough for Moro's best henchman, let alone Moro himself. Seeing this unfold, our android siblings start to realize this may be more than they can handle. When Chaco hollers out to Saganbo, he always knew he was no good criminal scum, but doesn't he have any pride? Why is he taking orders like Moro's lapdog? Though the villain only tells him to shut up. In his mind, Lord Moro saved them from that dingy hole they call a prison. And he's given them enough power that they'll never be caught by the likes of the Galactic Patrol again. Which explains how the convicts got so strong. He expands upon this. Lord Moro's making sure we never gotta feel that pathetic again. So yeah. We'll do what he says. That's what we've decided. Jocko retorts, if you ask me, what you're doing now is way more pathetic than being locked up. A statement that sends Saganbo into a blind rage. Say what? But trying to walk back his words, Jocko nervously chuckles it was just a joke. Now beelining towards the patrolman, he cowers. Wait, stay back! When he stops. Something's wrong, but he can't quite place it. What the? Oh! What's going on? Getting smacked to the ground. Is Baba's Invisible Man making his ultimate comeback after 34 years? Saganbo bellows. Who's there? Who kicked me? Piccolo notes how someone sent him flying all on their own. But who? Getting manhandled by a completely unseen force. Moro's right hand demands to know how this is happening. when Gohan shouts, "It's Dad! He's here at last!" But what? Piccolo can't see him or sense his ki. Really? You guys can't see him? Jocko explains how Goku is fighting while zipping around at super duper hyperspeed, causing the Namekian to bulk. You mean you can see him? Keeping it canonical, Vision is actually one of Jocko's strong suits. He's shown this legit superpower a few times before this even. But just because he can keep track of him doesn't mean he can fight like Goku, so nobody go thinking that. Though the question stands, why can't they sense Goku's ki? It's possible he's moving too fast for him to lock onto it. Leading our duo to ponder, what new heights has he really reached? What new things did he discover during his training with Mirrors? While Moro knows it's one of those two. It takes him just a moment to figure out it's the one who employed instant teleportation on Namek. He cackles for him to go ahead and reveal himself. Son Goku, was it? Showing the gap between Gohan and Piccolo versus Moro, as the latter can sense him. And I think a second ago it was more implied Gohan believed it was his dad and couldn't really sense his ki. Shooting Saganbo with what's possibly another power-up. Our heroes wonder what he just did. Stepping down right behind the monster, Goku remarks how he was hoping to go right ahead and beat Moro too. But he guesses it won't be that simple. Our duo's elated to finally get confirmation that Earth's greatest hero is finally home. The goat chortles that the Saiyan has grown far stronger. Who agrees? He's not the same guy he was when they first met. A statement his opposite is glad to hear. When Saganbo erupts from the dirt. Goku a little surprised to see he's still up and running. Saganbo pleads with Moro that he can still fight for him. Happy to see. Moro directs Goku. You heard him. Well, would you prefer to fight me or him? Annoyed by this, Goku shouts to the henchmen that his buddies all got recaptured, so he can just give up and go back to the Galactic Prison. But go back to the Slammer! No way! Not leaving our hero much of a choice. Goku tells Moro to stick around because after Saganbo, he's next. Ecstatic to see his dad by his side. Goku apologizes that he had to start fighting again, knowing he's not exactly the biggest fan of combat. But he's the one who's sorry. Sorry they weren't enough to protect the Earth on their own. Though his dad questions, "What do you mean? I barely recognize you two. You must have been training hard." With a humph, Piccolo doesn't see much point in training when they still can't defend the Earth. Prompting him to wonder, when was it? When did Goku get so far ahead of him? A question for another day with Saganbo quickly roiding out. Goku's gonna handle this one. His mouth all but watering. Moro can't wait for the Saiyan to show him the extent of his power. Just how much has he grown? Going straight to Super Saiyan Blue, the villain acts confused in seeing the blue hair, which is strange because he's definitely seen both Goku and Vegeta use this form. obliterating Saganbo. Goku's way stronger than the last time his friend saw him in his blue form. Looks like his training really paid off. Tapping down, our hero believes it's over. He won't get up again. Calling out Moro for his turn. Clearing his throat, he questions what's over exactly. Warning his adversary to turn around. With Saganbo still standing, just how much punishment can he take under Moro's influence? Can he actually be forced to match up to Goku's power? Or is the wizard simply putting too much air into a balloon, and it's only a matter of time until it explodes?